Please tell me when the gallery was established and how it happened.
The gallery was established in 1997, and initially it was in the ground floor of our home. We were there for 10 years.
10 years there, then 10 years in a warehouse type space, very different environment, and the last 6 years in a wonderful historic building in the centre of Edinburgh.
What kind of program do you do?
We usually describe ourselves as having two roles in the world. One is to take what we think of as the best contemporary art being made in Scotland, which is where we're from, and representing that internationally, either through working at art fairs, as in this context, or working with other galleries or working with museums. And then the other side is to bring international art into Scotland as a context for that activity at home.
And we like working with artists at every stage of their career, so people that are very well known and emerging ones too.
We've been in the business since 27 years now, and we have a lot of artists still working with us who we worked with from day one. So, and of course we're adding new people the whole time.
And now it's a family business, right?
It is a family business, yes. We have a director based in London who's our eldest daughter. Yeah.
And what do you have today at Art Basel? By the way, is it your first time?
No, we've exhibited here, I think since about 2007. So apart from the COVID years, we've been here ever since. And this year we thought we'd do things a little differently. We started with this painting here, which is Pierre Bonnard, painting from 1943, The Garden at Cannet. And it's the prelude to an exhibition that we're doing in the gallery that is opening at the very end of January. We've invited lots of artists who we feel have a sort of the similar sensibility in a way to Bonnard to make a work for that show.
So the artists who part of your gallery just prepared this work specifically for Art Basel very recently, right?
That's right, yes. And the trigger is actually Bonnard's last diary entry. He died in 1947, but shortly before his death, towards the end of 1946, he wrote in his diary, it's the very last thing he wrote, he said, "I should like to appear to the young painters of the year 2000 with the wings of a butterfly." And the title for the exhibition and indeed this presentation is Wings of a Butterfly. And we realise we have a lot of artists, as Florence said, who have a connection to Bonnard, often using something of him in very different ways from each other. But we talked to them about the show and it gradually began to form. And then it became a great opportunity to invite one or two artists that we don't ordinarily represent, but who also have the spirit of Bonnard somewhere in their work to join us in the exhibition. Perhaps one of the most obvious connections to Bonnard in artists we work with very closely would be Andrew Cranston's work. These are the three little paintings here. And then Hayley Barker also, who made the big painting behind us here. Aubrey Leventhal responding to Bonnard in a very different way, but equally strongly, who's the blue painting around the corner. And then we've invited, as we said, some people who aren't normally part of the programme to the same way. So Phoebe Unwin is showing with us for the first time.
Yeah, one other artist that's in the show is Lorna Robertson, who is an artist that we have worked with for a long time.
Is she from Scotland?
Yes, in fact, one of her works is round the corner.
And the last question, how has the show been for you?
Really good.
Was the end?
Yeah. Well, it's the weekend, which is a very different, dynamic.
Yeah.
How was the opening?
It was great.
It was good.
It was great. Really, really good. We've had a fantastic response to the booth across everything. Actually, we've sold work by all the artists and had huge enthusiasm for the idea of the project as well. So it's been good.